Hello guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So today we are making some delicious goat meat jollof rice. This recipe is the bomb. If you are looking forward to making some jollof rice this Christmas season or just any time of the year, then this recipe is one you should save on your list. To make this delicious goat meat jollof rice, we're going to need some goat meat. I'll season my meat with some onions, garlic and ginger, pepper, some beef seasoning powder, some curry powder, thyme and some green seasoning. I have a full video on how to make this delicious green seasoning. I think you'll want to check out that video in the description box. So I'm going to mix this together and cover it and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. I do not add water at this point. I want the goat meat to release its own juice, and after that is done, I'll go on to add some water, enough water to cook the goat meat. Then I'll cover it and let it cook until the meat is soft. Here are some other ingredients we are going to need. I have some tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, sweet pepper, some garlic and ginger. Please feel free to add or remove any ingredients of your choice, and also know that the amount of rice you are cooking will require the amount of ingredients you need. The next step is to cut the peppers and onions or the vegetables into smaller pieces. Transfer into a baking pan, add some salt, add a little bit of vegetable oil. Now we're going to transfer this into the oven for about 20 minutes. You guys, this is a very important step. This is going to roast the vegetables and give it that smoky flavor that we look forward to in jollof rice. You can skip this part if you don't want to, but I tell you, this is going to take your jollof rice to another level. So after 20 minutes, my vegetables are looking so good, so well roasted, and they smell awesome. So I'm going to transfer everything into my blender. I removed the garlic and ginger before roasting, so I'm going to add it in now and blend everything together. And let us check on the goat meat. It is done. It is nicely cooked. So I'm going to remove the goat meat from the stock. I'll transfer the stock into a bowl and save it for later. And then my goat meat I'll transfer into a baking tray. So I am going to be roasting it in the oven. Now you can fry yours in some oil if you like. You can also air fry your meat, but I prefer roasting in the oven. So I'm going to roast this for about 15 minutes. And after it is done, it is nicely roasted. Look how beautiful brown it looks. Okay, so we're going to save the goat meat for later when we need it. The rest of the ingredients we'll need for today's recipe are some tomato paste, butter, vegetable oil. We're also going to need some salt, seasoning powder, curry powder, thyme, nutmeg, and some bay leaves. And of course, we would need some rice. So now that we have all the ingredients, let's start cooking. We're going to start by heating up some oil in the pot. Saute some onions, just fry the onions and allow it to release its flavor. And next, go in to add your tomato paste. Fry that for about 5 minutes. You always want to allow your tomato paste fry very well to remove any tanginess. So once that is done, go on to add your pepper mix, your blended tomatoes, peppers and onions, and then add some salt, some seasoning powder and some curry powder. Give that a very good mix and then cover this. We're going to let this cook again for another 5 minutes. The sauce is ready. So when you see the oil floating on top and those tiny bubbles in the sauce, you know it is ready. So I'm going to add in my washed rice. Please make sure to wash your rice very well until the water runs clear. And I mentioned at the beginning of this video that the measurement for your jollof rice depends on how much rice you are using. I'm using about 4 cups of rice here, and I have the perfect measurement, which I will leave in the description box. So I just added in the rice and I gave it a very good mix. So right now I'm going to add some thyme, some nutmeg powder and some bay leaves. And finally I'll add my meat stock. So I'm just going to gently stir this. You don't want to stir too much because jollof rice must burn. So you want to stir lightly to reduce the burning. And next we're going to cover this and let it cook. Now, jollof rice does not need a lot of heat to cook. It just needs steam, some good steam. If you are using any regular pot, then you want to place a foil paper over the pot first before putting the cover of the pot on top, and this would help to trap in the heat. But I'm using a Dutch oven, so I don't have to do that. My Dutch oven does that for me. It seals in the moisture while it cooks. So cover and let it cook until it is almost fully done. You know, rice takes different time to cook. It all depends on the kind of rice you're using. Next, add some butter. The butter is going to give it a very glossy and smooth texture, and also add some aroma to it, and this is what gives us a party jollof rice vibe. And then also add the goat meat, give that a very good mix, and then cover and let it cook again for another 5 minutes. Our goat meat jollof rice is ready. It is done. It smells absolutely amazing and it tasted so good. I'm just gonna garnish this with some vegetables. I have some onions, peppers and tomatoes. This part is absolutely optional. You don't have to do this, but you know, I love extra flavor. So I'll give that a good mix, let it cool down and serve and enjoy with some Diet Coke. Yes. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you'll be making this season for Christmas or New Year or just any day in your life. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I would really appreciate that. Merry Christmas to all of you. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.